I'm going to teach you exactly what I do, my exact process, and how I manifest my desires. I proved and tested out this process over the course of 2025 very seriously. And what I was able to manifest is insane because so much of what I manifested were things that on paper looked like they needed to take a really, really long time in order to come true. But because I was focused on the energy and how I was showing up, who I was showing up as to embody and create my reality, the things, the desires that I wanted, they just came to me. I just attracted them. And that's honestly how manifestation can work for you. So I'm going to teach you and break you down exactly what I did and exactly what I'm going to be doubling in on in 2026 to manifest even more and manifest even faster. Now that I know that this works, this process works, this is all I'm going to be focused on. So, first, I just want to share a couple of things that I did manifest in 2025 that I had no idea how it was even going to happen. On paper, how my current existing life looked, it did not add up to what was to come for me and what opportunities were to come for me. It just didn't make any sense that it even happened. But I just want to give you some examples to show you what is possible, and that when you know that it is possible, when you believe that it's possible and you trust that it is, it will come to you if it is meant for you. So, some of the things that I did manifest in 2025 was paying off so much debt. I had my car debt, I had credit card debt, and I really didn't have any way of paying this off very quickly. However, there were two situations that happened where I received basically a huge lump sum of money that equated and amounted to the exact amount of debt that I had that I needed to pay off. Another thing that happened for me and my husband, we bought a home, and again, on paper, it did not even make sense for us to be buying a home. We didn't have a ton of savings set up to be buying a home. However, what ended up happening is we found and were gifted a way and an opportunity to purchase our home that was completely unexpected when a few months prior, we really had no idea, no intention of buying a home anytime soon just because we didn't know if it was even going to be possible for us. My business completely shifted and honestly blew up for me. I ended up launching a couple of things that I felt called on my heart to launch with really no idea how I was going to make it work, no strong execution plan other than full blown trust in God and my higher self to guide me every step of the way. And with this trust, things just orchestrated so perfectly that I couldn't even have predicted the way that they would turn out or how they were going to turn out. I launched the biggest event I've ever launched before without really any idea what I was doing, and the room was completely full that day. If we would have had any more ticket sales that would have came to the event, it just would have been way too much. We were already jam-packed for my event. The other amazing thing that happened, a couple of amazing things, is I launched a retreat that sold out right away. I launched my first coaching package that also sold out very, very quickly. And I've just been able to create a life where my business is making money on autopilot and passive sales more frequently, and it just continues to compound and compound. And I truly believe that this has been a form of me putting in the work to manifest my desires and do the identity work that I really needed to do in order to create this life for myself. I told myself and I told my business coach at the beginning of this year that I plan to leave my corporate job by the end of this year. And I was able to do so in October this year. I was able to put in my notice and finally quit corporate and pursue my dreams, my passion full time. Trips, we were able to take, my husband and I were able to take some trips this year that they were on my vision board, and they were not even something that I planned. They happened to be something that our family ended up planning, and we tagged along, and it ended up being a trip that I had on my vision board. I also got to take a girls trip and receive incredible business opportunities that I just would have never even imagined. I was asked to speak on stage at a women's empowerment event this year that I hadn't even planned on attending and wasn't even expecting. And the fact that this event specifically was an hour away from where I was taking my girls' trip the exact same week that I was flying out there is insane. So that was already taken care of. And I was able to work with other business owners, 6 figure, 7 figure, 8 figure business owners as a bonus, and added on ticket that I received for this business event. So all of this to say there are so many things. Even as I'm saying that out loud, I'm like, oh my gosh, so much happened this year that just came to me. I can remember feeling I can remember when I was first introduced to manifestation and even like vision boards, and not really understanding it, but seeing it work so well for other people that I became so dedicated to figuring out, how do I make this work for me? How do I manifest things easily? Why, like, everything that I worked for always felt so hard. It always felt like there was struggle required to achieve the things that I wanted in my life and to have the things that I wanted in my life. And if 2025 taught me anything, it's that I don't have to struggle in order to have what is my birthright and what is meant for me, especially when I am in tune with my higher self and with God, and doing things from a clean intent, right? Making sure my intentions are always pure, and that my heart is staying in a positive intention with like everything that I'm doing. And through learning that, I've been able to manifest so much more positivity, so much more joy, so much more peace into my life. And I'm dedicated to teaching other women how to do this as well. So I have this process that I use all the time, like every day, and I teach it to my clients. And this was something that I was testing out very, very deeply over the course of 2025, with little to no proof that it was like actually working, but I just kept sticking to it. And this is honestly what allowed me to manifest so much in such a short amount of time. So, the first thing that you have to do, and that I'm always constantly doing, is I'm getting really clear on what subconscious beliefs I have, and understanding if they support what I actually want to manifest. This is like the one of the biggest things that you really have to uncover within yourself, because for most people, they consciously say they want certain things. They want the impossible. They want more miracles and blessings to manifest in their life, but their current belief system does not support that at all. And if it does not support and believe that it is possible, it will block it from coming into your field. It could be staring you right in the face, right there to grab, but because your beliefs don't align, they aren't attuned with that thing that you desire, it will either bring it in and you will sabotage it, or it will be staring you right in the face as an opportunity and you just will not be able to pick it up. You will not be able to see it because of your current belief system. Now, I recently found a hack to help you identify how to know If a very specific belief and goal that you were trying to manifest, so a specific desire, how to know if your current belief system actually will support it. I did this not that long ago and it revealed so much to me, and so much actually came to the surface for me that I was able to work through the belief actually very quickly. So one of the things that I did is I shared a desire that I have. Like, I'm not talking like a small little desire. I'm talking a massive goal that I have for myself that I have no idea how it's going to happen. I just know in my heart that it is meant for me. And I know that one day it'll happen, one day. And I happened to say this goal out loud, but what I said was, I want to achieve this by the time I am 30 years old. And currently, I'm about to turn 28 on Saturday. So I have basically 2 years to achieve this goal that in my heart, I'm like, I know one day I'll achieve it. One day is very different than 2 years. And I didn't just say this out loud to myself or write it down in a journal. I said it to a bunch of people. And let me tell you, I regretted it immediately because of how uncomfortable I felt, how my nervous system started to respond. But here's the thing, I'm actually really grateful I did it because it revealed to me where my current belief system sat, and it told me that my current belief system did not support this goal. So obviously, if it doesn't support the goal, then I'm way less likely to even achieve it. So it put me to work right away. And I'm going to share with you how to actually do the work and what I actually did in this moment. And I continue to do because sometimes it takes more intention, it takes more work to actually rewire these beliefs. So once you do that, and here's the thing that you can also do is, if you say the timeline or the date that you plan to achieve the goal by and you don't really, like, you actually do feel like it's possible, keep keep subtracting the amount of time that you have to give yourself. And once you start to feel hesitation, like, is this possible by that time, that's how you know how much your belief actually supports you, and that's where you can start getting into the work. So that's just a little hack that I learned recently to start doing. Okay, so once you've revealed the beliefs, the what supports you, what doesn't, or what your current beliefs are that you're wanting to rewire, then you want to actually energetically release them. So, something that I do in my body of work and with my clients is we actually work a lot with our energy and our nervous system. So, really like working with the body, because so many people are so stuck on doing the mindset work, on the affirmations, on the journaling, but they rarely ever actually bring in the physical component to it, the nervous system, our actual energy body and our energetic field. These are all components that play into our ability to manifest what we truly desire. So one of the things that you want to do is you actually want to guide your physical body to release the belief, energetically speaking. So you can do this in like a guided meditation type of situation. You can invite in different practices and modalities such as breath work, different types of movements, and also just speaking to your body and having that conversation, having more communication with it so that you're actually involving it to upgrade as well. So what happens when we actually energetically release and set that intention is, you are actually giving your body the space to let go of what no longer is meant for it to hold on to. And you're also creating space for new beliefs to come in, for new energy and opportunities to come into your life. And that allows you to basically energetically upgrade your vibration and your frequency. So, the next thing that you want to do is you want to recalibrate your nervous system. And what I mean by this is, you're actually training your nervous system to hold the desire, the manifestation, the thing before it's ever come to you. And this is why it's so important, is because when your nervous system can practice feeling the vibration and the frequency that you vibrate at as that version of you that has that thing, you're naturally creating your nervous system to feel more and more safe as that version of you, because ultimately what happens when we manifest things, our identity is upgrading. We're leveling up. We're shifting into a new version of ourselves. And as we shift into new versions of ourselves, our vibration shifts as well. Our frequency shifts. But for a lot of people and for a lot of times, when people manifest things before they're actually ready to hold it, they will sabotage it, because what ends up happening is their nervous system feels so unsafe, so ungrounded, vibrating at that version of themselves, that it literally will do anything and everything in its power to revert back to the old identity. So we actually want to work with the nervous system, starting to recalibrate it and get it used to feeling what it feels like to vibrate at that future identity, that future frequency. And the last thing that you want to do is you want to embody that feeling of that future self as much as possible. And you want to try to train yourself to view and perceive the world as if you are that future self. So rather than viewing and perceiving the world as who you currently are, you're actually imagining as if you are that future person. And with every circumstance, every scenario in your life, you're responding as if you were that person. And what that's going to do is it's going to be the thing that shifts your physical reality, because everything around us is a mirror. So if we want to attract our desires and we want to manifest things, we have to understand, okay, well, if my physical reality is just a mirror of what's going on within, then I have to show up as that person so the reflection starts to change and match my new energetic frequency. And this can be a really challenging thing for a lot of people, because they're not used to acting and showing up as if they're someone else. They're used to showing up as their past self, but that is why their physical reality ends up staying stuck a lot of the time, because you're constantly projecting your old self into the physical reality. This is where you want to tweak that and start to embody, imagine, act as if you are that future self. And that's when the mirror, the reflection, will begin to change so it matches you. And because you made it this far, I'm going to share with you one little bonus tip um, from all of this is, as you are doing this, the biggest thing that you want to remember is not ever getting attached to any manifestation or desire at all. And this is sometimes very challenging, because we get so caught up in doing the work and we're like, okay, like this is going to work, this is happening, this is happening. And then we're constantly looking at the mirror and the reflection and it's not happening as soon as we wanted it to. That's where it will delay your manifestation even more, because you start to become attached to the thing. And when you're attached to the thing, you are communicating lack to the universe. You're saying, I want that thing, I want that thing, I want that thing, which energetically translates to the universe as, I lack that thing, I lack that thing, I lack that thing. Therefore, that's what's going to be reflected back to you, is lacking the thing. So you cannot be attached to the desire, to the manifestation. You just have to show up and embody the future self and use your imagination to have the thing. And from there, allow it to come in when it is meant to come in its easiest form as possible. But never get mad at the mirror. Never get mad at the reflection for not bringing you the thing that you desire. that will instantly delay what you are working towards. So, if you found this helpful, I actually have a completely free training that actually walks you through what I just told you, but in more in depth. And I actually include a free guided energy release meditation for you to listen in on and do. And then I actually included a guided recalibrate your nervous system audio as well, but it's a full complete kit, um, all about how to recalibrate your identity so that you can really shift your identity quicker, faster, which will ultimately allow you to manifest even faster. Especially in 2026, the energy of this year is supporting this. So, anything you can do, be intentional and make sure you're doing the work. And I promise you, you will be able to manifest so much faster than a majority of people, and more miracles will be pouring into your life before you know it. If this was helpful, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more content just like this, and I will see you in the next one.